Part 5 of making a Halo Infinite cosplay. Today we're working on the legs. Starting off with the thighs, these were too big to print as one piece on the build plate, so I cut it along a section with the least amount of detail. In Bambu Studio, you can cut and add a dovetail, which makes it much easier to line up the parts for gluing. The reason I cut on a low detail area is so that when I'm filling with either wood filler or filler primer, I'm not worrying about losing that detail. Once the parts are glued together, I go over the seam lines with 80 grit sandpaper to make sure they're flush. Next, I add wood filler to all the seam lines. After that's dried and I've sanded it down, I apply 2 coats of filler primer, allowing time to dry between each coat. I go over the whole thing with 400 grit wet and dry sandpaper. The sun doesn't really help here, but this is the smoothness we're kind of going for. Once I'm happy with the finish, I apply a one more layer of filler primer and then prime it with grey primer. The next stage is the shin pads and then the shoes. I'm going to cut this down because the process is exactly the same. Sand the parts, glue them together, sand the ridge lines and add filler, filler primer, sand, filler primer, prime. And then you have your finished parts. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, leave a like and share it to your friends. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below, and thank you for watching.